Hi everyone, welcome to this Customer Spotlight with Delivery Hero. I'm Ksenia Nekrasova, Custom Engineer at Google Cloud, focusing on data analytics and machine learning. And I'm excited to be joined today by Matthias Nietzsche, VP of Engineering at Delivery Hero. Hi Matthias.
Hi, Tanya.
Thanks so much for joining us today and sharing insights on your role, organizational strategy, and your partnership with Google. Our listeners are looking for the answers. To begin with, could you tell us more about yourself and your role at Delivery Hero?
Currently, I'm the technical lead of the global data team, which is a group of around 50 engineers centrally taking care to provide the best data solutions for the whole company. I do this since around mid last year and had close to 7 years before where I was developing one of the customer-facing platforms at Delivery Hero called Pandora because it powers Foodpanda and Fodora and a couple of other brands.
Great, thank you. And now that you are in the part of this larger organization, Delivery Hero, what is it like as an organization and what differentiates it from other market players?
Yes, so Delivery Hero was founded in 2011 as this food delivery marketplace, allowing customers to order from restaurants. And yeah, we just forwarded the orders from the customer to the restaurant. Since then, we grow a lot. We acquired a lot of other companies and brands all around the world. And I think the biggest change was that we moved into the logistics space. So we are now delivering food ourselves. That was a big change to the company. And I think what's special to our competitors compared to our competitors is that we are still this network of brands, yeah, this network of entrepreneurs, each one in his region, running his platform according to the local needs, and that's very different from our competitors, which have one global product for everybody.
Great. I can certainly support seeing this complexity in various engagement streams we have with your teams. What has been really helpful is our collaboration over joint Slack channel and also over the multiple workshops we have had in the past. So looking back 12 months, what were the business challenges which Delivery Hero was facing, and what triggered you to rethink the data strategy?
Yeah, looking back 12 months, so pretty much before Corona, there was a very different time, of course, almost hard to remember. But yeah, 12 months ago, the biggest challenge we faced, and also the trigger why I really like to be part of this global data team, is that data was hard to discover, hard to access at Delivery Hero. Yeah, whenever you had a good idea, you wanted to solve a problem, the 80% of time was spent with who has the data, how can I get access, who needs to approve it, how do we copy it, is it safe, is it GDPR compliant, and that just was not making us quick. And the thing we wanted to solve is making data, and that's also our ambition, by the way. Our global data team has the ambition of making data globally, universally accessible and useful. And so this accessibility part is really important in this complex Delivery Hero organization. Um, and that, yeah, I think that's the biggest challenge we had to solve, and we got quite some way.
Thank you, Matthias. So what drove your decision towards choosing Google Cloud to be part of the solution?
Yeah, Google Cloud is obviously always a consideration for discussion for any solution here at Delivery Hero. And the three tools we created in this global data team are called Data Streams, Data Hub, and an ML platform we didn't even start to develop. What Data Streams is about is it's a real-time messaging platform. So it should allow all our global services, all our entities to exchange all kinds of core facts in near real time. It's, I think, a very important application to connect in our very complex environment applications with each other. Then the second solution we created is called Data Hub, which follows the data mesh philosophy, where we provide a common infrastructure which is used by all data owners, but they keep the responsibility and the accountability for their data and just share it in a common environment. And when we have these two things solved properly, we want to also start with a common machine learning environment. But that's for the future. So Data Hub and Data Streams, I have to admit, Data Streams was completely built on AWS. Yeah, we already started, I think 2.5 years ago in one of the teams, and fully leveraging the AWS stack, working well for us. Maybe one day we consider moving to Google. But when we came to the point where we discussed Data Hub, this data mesh, we actually didn't see many alternatives to BigQuery. So BigQuery is really providing a lot of the features we expect from such an environment, and that's why it was very, very clear for us to develop Data Hub on around BigQuery, and obviously the other tools around it are also well supported by Google. So yeah, I think we're happy with this multi-cloud decision. I would even say it gives us the best of both worlds.
Great. As a data analytics specialist, I'm really pleased to hear that. Thank you very much. Let's deep dive into Data Hub, as it sounds as a very exciting project. Could you give us some insights into the architecture and exactly why mesh architectural concept was a good fit there?
So here you see Data Hub in a nutshell. So it's an infrastructure which and the tooling and governance to make all data of Delivery Hero accessible with high interoperability, usability, security, scalability, quality, and efficiency. So it's pretty much all in one. And to explain it, I think we just have to compare the two pictures. So on the left, we see in the past our environment, which was a lot of different data warehouses. And once we counted them, it's like 15 different data warehouses and a lot of intermediate solutions between them, importing data from all different places and also sharing a lot of data with each other. And what now Data Hub is giving us is one central infrastructure where every business unit is isolated from each other and is still fully owning and responsible for their data, but we're able to share and join data across these units, and that's very much the data mesh philosophy, how we understand it. I mean, it's a rather new concept, and it's as the picture shows, it's all around the central BigQuery. And yeah, if we go to the actual architecture, it's not that complicated. You see there is some foundational architecture on the left. Yeah, there are different Google Cloud projects for controlling the whole environment. Yeah, there's one storage project which keeps Terraform, logging, all the images for the containers we deploy, like just storing a couple of required assets. And then there's this control environment where we run all the orchestration to create these the different installations for each business unit. So the concept is that each business unit has an own Google Cloud project, which is created from this foundational automation. And then this business unit is fully owned and controlled by the actual business unit, and they use the Airflow instance to import all the data they need from different sources, and obviously leveraging like Dataproc and other services from Google, with the goal to push all the data in the end into the central BigQuery infrastructure. We do not have all the raw data in this common BigQuery, but we have all the curated layer, we call it, like the highest layer.
Thank you, Matthias. So if you were to put Data Hub project in numbers, is there any statistics you could share with us?
Yeah, happy to share. I just recently for an internal Delivery Hero Tech Summit pulled out these numbers, and also to me they're very impressive. So right now we have 11 business units on Data Hub. So a business unit for us is one entity in the data mesh, which has a control over a certain amount of data. And we have 147 data sets, as you see here, with over 5,000 tables across these sets. In total, we have 2.7 petabytes of data accessible, which we run 7 million queries on in January. They cost us $91,000 and scanned in total 26 petabytes of data, which is hard to believe. But the interesting thing is we do not even have half of the business units we want on this solution. And the business units we have are still adding more and more of their tables and exposing more of their data. So we believe it's still the very beginning of this solution, and it can easily grow 10 times that size.
It's really exciting to see the current numbers and also the expected scale. So you started with implementation. Could you share some specific use cases and business results you have achieved so far? And how does it match against your expectations for the future?
Yeah, I think the main result we see so far is that the different data warehouses and the different BI teams stopped importing whole data warehouses from each other. So we had a huge, I would almost say, spider net of big data dumps flying daily with nightly jobs between all these data warehouses. And that pretty much stopped with this common infrastructure where you have easily via the BigQuery user interface, if you want, access to all the other data warehouses, and you can join across the different business units very easily. That's, I think, that the first thing we see, and also for the machine learning teams, the data scientists, they now have much bigger amounts of data at their fingertips, and they can just play with it and find insights which would have been very hard to find just a year ago, because you just wouldn't have access to this data that easily. And long term, part of your question was also long term. As I said, it's still day one for us a little. We are very early with this solution. We are still onboarding business units and data ongoingly. So, and we didn't even start with our machine learning platform and really leveraging the power. So right now we are just making the data accessible, and then unleashing, I think, a lot of solutions for the future.
Thank you. So what has it been like to work with Google Cloud products on this journey?
Yeah, it was, I have to admit, it was first time for me, the last couple of months, because I worked with Amazon Web Services the 7 years before when I worked on the customer facing platform. And it's pretty nice. I think the products are very accessible. Documentation is good. Also privately, I'm now trying a few more things with Google Cloud. And yeah, the team was just very approachable. I mean, we are in constant contact since a year. And yeah, I think especially good for us was that Google provided this consultancy help. So for the last couple of months, we had a Google consulting partner supporting us like on a weekly basis, multiple days per week, and helping us really to get to the best possible implementation of our data hub.
Thank you. So if we move from technology and products over to processes and people, which are also very important parts of the project, what have you found to be most important from the cultural perspective for your team? Like, for example, be able to run such global initiatives in a very decentralized and distributed company, as you mentioned, Delivery Hero is.
So I think it's fair to say that data is power, right? So who has the data, who controls the data, can do a lot with it, and that makes the exchanging of data and handing over maybe the control of the infrastructure for your data to somebody else makes it a political topic, and that's very hard to overcome without strong decision making and so on, which we try to avoid, right? We try to convince people. And that's why I think what was most successful for us is not running this Data Hub project as as a solution one team creates and then provides to the others, but more as a maintainers of an open source project. So there's everything we do is publicly shared. Yeah, that starts with the code. Obviously, everybody can see all code, but that continues with every meeting, every bigger change we discuss in requests for comments, yeah, RFCs, and even certain internal discussions. They have meeting notes, they add it to Confluence. So we try to be very transparent and very open. And whoever wants to join, yeah, whichever team wants to listen to any discussion or influence it can. And that helped to get the engineers across the company on board. And yeah, that helped then to convince the different business leaders of the business units to also appreciate the solution.
Thank you, Matthias. What you just shared also, of course, very well fits into the data mesh principle, where resources and capabilities of one single team are not becoming the bottleneck for the rest of the organization. So everybody wants to know what's next. Once you tackle the Data Hub project, what other plans do you have for Google Cloud?
Yes, so as soon as we got our data like university accessible, I think we have to work on making it useful. And there we clearly see as the next big achievement for this year, we have to reach the ML platform. So an ML platform is pretty much just a tool helping you across the life cycle of a machine learning product. And here Google obviously offers a lot. Also, there are a lot of competitors, and every team these days in Delivery Hero starts from scratch to rethink, okay, which provider to use, what would be the framework agreement, how to connect these different services, and we want to provide one platform which is very well connected to the rest of the Delivery Hero ecosystem, and yeah, to allow to leverage the data. And I think here Google will play an important role, but it's too early to tell. And I hope we work closely together also on this challenge.
Thank you, Matthias. We want to certainly be part of it, and it has been really a pleasure to support your team over the past month. I'm also looking forward to all future collaboration to come. To close off, could you add anything on partnership Delivery Hero found with Google? How are Google is different to work with, and what are the main benefits you're expecting to see in our future collaboration?
Yes, I agree. The collaboration was very good, especially, yeah, the last 12 months. We had this huge ambition in Delivery Hero. I just moved into the data organization. We had COVID. Yeah, I haven't been in the office for a year. And still Google was very close to us. I mean, we are talking regularly for quite some time. We had weekly calls, always trying to help while never too much on the sales side. I think that's in comparison to other companies something I liked a lot. And yeah, I think we accomplished a lot in this very special last 12 months.
Matthias, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today. And also thank you to our viewers. It's interesting to hear how Google Cloud is helping Delivery Hero to solve business challenges now and your outlook into the future. And I'm looking forward to supporting and following your journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Xenia. My pleasure.